When your world is collapsing, how do you hold yourself up? And where do you find the answers to life's challenges? We tend to look for the answers to life's most pressing questions in the world around us. But Stoicism teaches us that there is no better place to resolve our worries about life than the world inside us. This is why the Stoics prescribe consistent self-evaluation as a recipe for a fulfilling life. You need to hold a mirror to yourself to see what needs changing and that which you must nurture. The well-documented teachings of many wise Stoic philosophers are a treasure trove for anyone who wants to discover the true secrets of a fulfilling existence. True tranquility awaits those who implement these practices in their daily lives. Letting go. The uncertainty of life tricks men into the futile activity of holding on to life. They form a fist around their fleeting existence and convince themselves they can control every single thing in life. And this sows the seeds of anxiety in their hearts. As a result, every day becomes a struggle to maintain this false status of power. You will exist in constant fear if you are always seeking control over all the components of your world. The Stoic way is to recognize that you are powerless against and unable to influence most outside forces. Life is teeming with diseases, natural disasters, drunk drivers, and selfish people. And these are just a few external factors over which you have no control. But over what do you really have control? Imagine your life as an interaction between your house and the sun. In this house, you can't dictate the commencement of sunrise. However, you can determine whether you open your curtains to let sunlight in or not. Stoicism tells us that the only thing we can truly control is yourself, our reaction to life. So, it is up to us to decide how events within the context of our lives affect us. In many situations, you will have no choice but to accept the drama of life and watch it play out. One such instance is when you lose a loved one. While your heart suffers, grief will invite you to hold on to their essence and deny the truth of their demise. But, as hard as it might be, you must learn to let go. It will do you no good to believe you can revive what has met its natural end. So also, when people hurt you, you must not embrace the anger that emerges from your pain. You cannot control how other human beings behave, and if they are malicious individuals, you must accept their nature and not let it poison your values. An encounter with a vile character is the perfect moment to remember who you are, or at least who you desire to be. People can only hurt you when they control you. So do not mistake their actions as instructions, because if you do, they will dictate your reactions. When you let go of what you cannot control, you are not relinquishing control to life, but merely accepting the limits of your mortality and influence. And in that acceptance itself is where you express your power. Embrace self-solitude. This might sound a little harsh at first, but on a closer look, you will realize that the only way to fully examine yourself is to do it alone. Yes, you live within a society. You are a member of a community to which you have responsibilities. But ultimately, you are alone with your dreams and aspirations. Usually, when you tell others of your ambitions, they will doubt you, but you should never despise them when they do. It is only human to disbelieve that which we do not see. They will advise you against taking risks and point you towards safer options. Some will do it out of love, and others out of jealousy. However, what you need at this time is to spend time away from the crowd. Personally analyze your vision and confirm to yourself that you have not mistaken a mirage for reality. Once you have verified the solidity of your idea, it is time to embrace self-solitude. Initially, you will find it hard to carry the burden of your inspiration alone, but you must trust your stoic determination to get you through the ordeal. As Seneca said, Think your way through difficulties. Harsh conditions can be softened. Restricted ones can be widened. And heavy ones can weigh less on those who know how to bear them. In this self-imposed solitary confinement, you will be forced to face yourself and ask the most relevant questions to your objectives. And these are inquiries you might be afraid to make in the midst of your supporters and detractors. So, this is not necessarily a physical separation from society. It is mainly a mental bubble in which you can observe and interrogate your inner self. You don't have to destroy important relationships in your life to practice Stoicism. In fact, that is the complete opposite of what Stoic philosophers advise you to do. The moments we share with family and friends are some of life's greatest gifts. So, hold on to them and cherish those experiences. Self-love. Most times, in your drive to make the world a better place, you forget about the need to better yourself. You cannot find fulfillment by neglecting yourself. If you do, you will only be fetching water from a dry well. You have to give love to yourself. Something magical happens when you prioritize yourself. You start to experience energy levels that you never thought possible. You become a fuller person. You become a fertile ground for the germination of goodness. On this subject of self-care, Cato of Rhodes once said, "What progress, you ask, have I made? I have begun to be a friend to myself." So, forget all your friends for a second. Let them all fall into your peripheral vision for now. Then, start studying your relationship with yourself. How well do you treat yourself? Are you your own cheerleader, or do you endlessly criticize your every step? You must forge a deeper and kinder connection with yourself if you want to experience the richness of life. Part of loving yourself is living your life in a way that puts you first. This might sound like the definition of selfishness, but it is far from that. In fact, it is the most selfless choice you can make. For example, if you are a woman who looks after herself, you will find that you can be a better partner to your spouse, a better mother to your children, and a better member of society because you are a better person. You have to learn to swim before becoming a lifeguard, because how can you swim to save someone's life if you cannot swim to save yours? You can only transfer the blissfulness you have created within yourself to the people around you. You should never hesitate to take a moment or two out of your day to practice self-love. If you live long enough, you will see how an entire lifetime can feel like a blink, which it is in a cosmic sense. When this is all over, you want to feel like you have lived. You want to look at your past with the fondness with which a child remembers a joyous Christmas. This is why you cannot afford to abandon yourself as you move through life. Life is passing, and so are you. Self-restraint. Nothing else makes you feel like a failure than when you break a promise you made to yourself. Every day, you are focused on the business of building a better you, and this requires you to set goals. However, in the course of pursuing those goals, you discover that you are not in control of yourself. You are simply doing whatever your impulses demand. But you cannot live like a slave to your own impulses in a world where freedom is obtainable. This is what Marcus Aurelius was addressing when he said, "Stop allowing your mind to be a slave, to be jerked about by selfish impulses, to kick against fate and the present, and to mistrust the future. What you must do to overcome your impulses is to travel inward and gradually strengthen your mind. And as you grow stronger, it will become easier for you to say no to yourself when you need to. However, if you keep focusing on the immediate rewards of your actions, this transcendence will never happen. You will only become enlightened from understanding that your reward lies in the future. Also, pleasure and pain are relative ideas, so pleasure can easily become pain to the unrestrained. In this age of overstimulation, Humans have lost their inhibitions to food, devices, and the other vices they cling to. But when you try to stimulate your senses at all times to maintain a pleasurable condition, all you are creating is pain for yourself in the future. The practice of self-restraint can help you lose your fixation on pleasure. This is why Stoicism touts meditation as an invaluable tool for self-realization. By spending time with yourself, you see how your thoughts differ from you, how easily you can instruct your physical nature against your impulses, and, most importantly, you master yourself. Stoicism overflows with the wisdom to help you focus on yourself. It teaches you to distance yourself from your material life and gives you a light to reflect on what the best version of you looks like. And the more you focus on yourself, the more you find life infinitely fulfilling.